Hey, I'm Pascal from Orangepixel and welcome to another video. And this is probably going to be a little bit of a shorter video because I'm about to pack my suitcase and go on a little vacation. Actually, as this video goes live, I am on that vacation. So yeah. The only thing I did this week was work on an end boss. And if you've been with the channel for a while, you know I do not like working on an end boss. I figured out why. It's pretty much that there's a lot of work that goes into creating an end boss, and that work is only used at one spot in the game, that end boss. And I like to work on stuff that can be used in multiple places and create systems and all that stuff. Loud noises outside, hope you don't hear that. Ignore it, I'll try to ignore it as well. I don't like working on end bosses. I also don't like them in a game. Usually an end boss is just so much more difficult or harder or frustrating to kill than all the other enemies in the levels before it, and I don't like that. I don't there have been a lot of games where I just stranded on the end boss and just gave up on the game and just like, never mind, forget it. If this is it, I don't want to enjoy the rest of the game either. I'll just quit. So I don't want to create end bosses that are way too difficult, and I don't like working on them, but still I had to do it. So this week I worked on an end boss, the first one for Regulated City, and I think I need to create about 8. Yeah. Okay, so I really don't like working on end bosses, although once I get into it, I kind of enjoy it because there's still some interesting code work there and a lot of keeping track of things, like you have certain hit points and then you need to keep track of which hit point got hit and what's the next step and what's the next phase, and there is some joy in there working on them. I just, to be honest, to start working on them is usually like a big hurdle, but it has to be done, and I want to create like 8 end bosses, and people want end bosses, so let's give them end bosses. The only thing here I want to do is not just make it an action type end boss that you have to shoot until it dies. There is tactics in the game, you have a team behind you, there's strategy, so the end bosses need to have a little bit extra that hopefully makes them interesting to play against, and just harder to design them probably, but I'll come up with stuff. Right now I only had one idea, and for that I first sketched it on paper, and I'll be sketching more of them. Yeah. Alright, I have a new sketchbook because, well, I have an old sketchbook, but it's pretty much full now, so new sketchbook. First thing in the book is this design, and I just kind of doodled this one. I had a rough idea of what I wanted, like a big monster truck type thing. It will also be a little bit a way to tell the story, so it grabs the meteorite that crashed with all the ooze in there, and the meteorite actually takes over this thing. So yeah, a little quick sketch. Something like this will have to be created now for the game. So that requires some pixel art. And I still use GIMP for that, but I have moved since then to a mouse instead of a touchpad. Long timers for this channel will understand what I'm talking about. Let's open GIMP and let's start drawing. So I knew I wanted something big based on the size of the wheel, so that's where I'm starting. Quickly draw a bunch of big wheels. As you can see, these are very big. And then I just create the outline first, of just have the shape there, and then we'll just fill in the colors and the details later. To be honest, I don't really have any ideas how these colors or details will be, what they will be. I have no plan going in with this. I just want the shape there, and then we'll just work on it later. I'm also doing this in layers so that we have a bunch of different layers for all the different elements. I know I'm gonna create a lot of code to just combine all these elements into one entity. That's the upside of also doing the code and the programming. I already, in my head while drawing, figure out what I'm gonna do and how I can animate this. And I'll be honest, I'm very focused on making it the easiest possible. So cutting corners wherever possible. You'll also notice here there is a little problem with the perspective. I first wanted to do it side on view, but then I figured that wouldn't look good because everything else in the game is kind of looking from above. So halfway through I also started just doing that. and that mixed up the whole perspective. Luckily, once I was done drawing all this and showed it on Discord, it was pointed out to me in a very friendly way that it was just all messed up. So what you see now, what I'm drawing here right now, is not going to be the end result actually. I spend more time perfecting or just fixing the whole perspective of this device, but most of the work here is being used and being done. I figured I would just have the wheels be some sort of a circle. It's not exactly round, but semicircle, and then we'll just rotate it from code. That also kind of failed a little bit, but I'll get into that in a minute. The overall view of this thing is being made, and that's the main point here. Just getting something done, something drawn, and then we'll just add code and we'll tweak and refine and fix it after that. So it's just a lot of drawing, roughly, and just filling in details, and most of these details is just based on prior work, having done it before, but also looking around at things in the real world and how they look and how you can visualize it, and then you just build up experience. And to be honest, a lot of this is just weird little mixes of shades and lighting, and then it kind of looks okay, and that's really the end result I'm going for. Kind of looking okay, and we'll fix it if needed. But yeah, first draft, it's going pretty well, and let's fill in more details here and there. And of course we need another little thing here, because you need to be able to disable this device, this boss. So I won't spoil too much of it, but yeah, there will be multiple bosses, so worst case you'll know how to defeat this one. And I won't be showing all the boss creations on this channel anyway, so a lot of that is going to be a mystery anyway. This is stuff I'm drawing here now that actually gets removed and deleted. These tires are way too flat. I had to come up with a better working version of it so that you can actually look a little bit on top of the tire. And yeah, this a lot of detail. It looks okay, but it's just too flat for the game world. So and that's it. That's the drawing. This is the first thing. Let me just grab a screenshot on the screen right now. So this was the first draft of the device. Like I said, I am gonna change it. I didn't record all those things, but the perspective is completely wrong. If you look at the orange car, you can see like pretty much the whole top of it, and then the front side. And if you look at this car I created just now, it's weird. You can't see on top of the tires. You can see a little bit on top of it, but it's not as wide, or it's not angled the same as the car, and it became a little bit messy. It's still a pretty cool looking device, and you could use this for a lot of games, but it just needed a little bit more depth, a little angle change. And of course, since it's 2D and not 3D, not a model, I can't just turn it around. It means I had to fix it in pixel art and draw everything and erase a bunch of things, and made it look a lot better eventually. I think I can now show you how it looks in the game. I'll just have it drive by a little bit, and I won't spoil the full destruction of the thing. I think I'll just show you a little bit of the gameplay and how it looks in the game. I'll just cheat myself into the boss. Right now, as I'm recording this video, it's not in the game yet. It's just there for me to activate it and debug it and make sure it all works. It can't kill me yet, so that's a good thing, but I can destroy it, and I'll show you the destruction and all that stuff, just not all the steps to it. Right, here we go. So that's, yeah, perspective has changed somewhat. As you can see, I modified certain things of the end boss. The wheels are a lot better now. All this is then placed into one big texture, and a lot of code to make it all run and work and active. And interact with the player. So I think first end boss is done. I still at this point in time as I'm recording this have to come up with a couple of problems. Well, problem first of all, it doesn't hurt you or kill you or anything, so that will be something that has to be remedied. Probably has to like push you away or maybe flattens you, which would be interesting and funny, like in cartoons, and then you have to pop up or something. That would be pretty cool to have. I'm not sure if I'm gonna add it, but that would be pretty cool. Also, you can run out of ammo, so there needs to be some way where you can get infinite ammo. Maybe because their boss battles will have some magical crate that just spawns the required ammo constantly, or every X amount of seconds it will have new ammo for you, so that you can get back to that one, grab ammo, shoot at it again. Maybe something obvious or simple like that. Those are the only things I need to add, and then I have to see if and then I still have to see if I'm happy with everything. Like the explosion can still use some work here and there, but I think we're pretty far. The worst thing of this though is that it took me more than a day just to have this first boss done, and that's kind of what I said at the beginning of the video. I don't like that I put a lot of time and work and effort into one thing, one element that's only visible or used at one place in the game. A lot of this stuff will not be copied or reusable for other bosses, so there's just a lot of time and work and effort going into creating bosses. And I actually do a very little amount of animation. It's just very simple stuff, and then code-wise I do the animating things, because else it would require a lot more work to make it all up and running and visible. And if you have a team or if you have different people working on different things, that's something you can do, but I'm just one guy. There's like 100 different things I need to do for this game still, and the end boss just takes up a lot of time, and this is gonna be like 8, probably 12 days of work just for all the end bosses. I won't do them all now at the same time, but every time I come up with an idea, it will be like an hour or like a day or maybe 2, and anyway, it's still game development, still a lot of fun, just a little less lot of fun. Yeah, and that's it for this week's video, and I hope you enjoyed watching it. I'm not sure what next week's video, if there is gonna be a video. It might be one of those rare weeks where I skip, because like I said, I'm packing my bags and going away. As you watch this video, I'm somewhere in the woods and just relaxing, no computer with me. I will take my camera with me because, well, it's my camera, and creating videos is still a little bit of a hobby, so I might just have a nice setup there and have a little bit of a time to just record a quick video and find a topic that fits the whole, and find a narrative or a topic that fits the whole location where I am. If not, I'll see you in 2 weeks, and there are more bosses to be made, and of course Wishlist Regulator City. It's going well, but it's going slow and steady. Eventually I will be showing this game to more streamers or bigger streamers and bigger audiences, and will hopefully be pushing those numbers upwards of 7K and hopefully even 10K once you reach that wishlist threshold. Things should be good on release day. We'll see. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment below, hop on the Discord. I'm probably not there, but still hop on the Discord. Lots of other people are there, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.